The Galactic Council's emergency session was called to order with a thunderous strike of Representative Kyr's ceremonial staff. The massive chamber, hosting delegates from over 300 species, fell silent. "We are gathered today," Kyr announced, his four eyes blinking in sequence, "to discuss the immediate and permanent ban of humans from all interstellar conflicts." The delegates erupted in a cacophony of agreement. Only Ambassador Davis of Earth remained seated, a slight smile playing at the corners of his mouth. 3 solar cycles earlier, humanity had been invited to join the Galactic Defense Coalition in their war against the Vex Dominion. It was meant as a political gesture. Humans were among the youngest spacefaring species, and their inclusion was symbolic at best. No one expected them to contribute meaningfully to a war that had raged for centuries. Captain Tom Reed of the Earth vessel *Determination* received the distress call from Outpost Sigma 9. The outpost, a critical staging area for coalition forces, was surrounded by a Vex armada. "They've got 27 warships out there," Commander Alvarez reported, studying the tactical display. "We're the only coalition vessel within range." Reed nodded. "And Sigma 9 shields will fail in how long?" 6 hours, Captain. "Then we have 6 hours to prepare a welcome party." The Determination was a mid-size exploration vessel refitted for military support. It housed a crew of 120 humans, none of whom had ever seen actual combat. They were scientists, engineers, and explorers, not soldiers. What the Galactic Council didn't understand about humans was their history. While other species evolved through cooperation or natural symbiosis, humans had clawed their way to civilization through millennia of conflict. War wasn't an aberration for them. It was the furnace in which humanity had been forged. Reed addressed his crew. "I need ideas. Impossible ones. The kind that make you laugh at how absurd they are, because that's exactly what we're going to do." Engineering Chief Patel was the first to speak. "The Vex communication system relies on quantum entanglement. If we could flood their network with garbage data," Lieutenant Wilson jumped in, "we could modify our hull's reflective coating to amplify our sensor signature. Make us look like 10 ships instead of 1. One by one, the crew contributed fragments of an insane plan. 6 hours later, the Determination emerged from hyperspace directly in the center of the Vex fleet. General Vrax of the Vex Dominion watched the human vessel with contempt. A single ship, the coalition must truly be desperate. His lieutenant hesitated. "Our scans are confused, General. We're detecting multiple power signatures." Before Vrax could respond, every communication channel was suddenly flooded with thousands of conflicting orders, each bearing his authentication codes. His fleet, trained to respond instantly to his commands, fell into chaos. Meanwhile, the Determination modified hull scattered sensor data in all directions, creating phantom ships that appeared and disappeared at random. The Vex targeting systems, unable to distinguish between real and false readings, began firing wildly. Captain Reed watched from his bridge as Vex ships fired upon each other. "Deploy the mining drones." The Determination released hundreds of small mining drones, each carrying a fraction of the ship's modest weapons payload. Programmed with unpredictable flight patterns, they swarmed the Vex vessels, exploiting gaps in shields and targeting vulnerable areas. When the battle ended 7 hours later, 23 Vex ships had been destroyed or disabled. The remaining 4 retreated in disarray. Outpost Sigma 9 was saved without a single coalition reinforcement arriving. But it was what happened next that truly alarmed the Galactic Council. The incident at Sigma 9 was merely the beginning. Representative Kyr continued, addressing the Council. Within weeks, human tactics spread throughout coalition forces. The war that had been at a stalemate for centuries shifted dramatically. Ambassador Davis rose to speak. "With respect, we simply shared our expertise. Is that not the purpose of an alliance?" A delegate from the Meridi Confederation hissed. "Your people turned honorable warriors into tricksters." The Meridi battlecruiser Righteous Fury destroyed 3 Vex dreadnoughts by pretending to be damaged . "A legitimate strategy," Davis replied calmly. Your Admiral Jones convinced an entire battalion to use acoustic weapons against the Vornik hive mind, shouted another delegate. They deployed devices that produced sounds at frequencies that cause confusion in Vornik neural networks. Where is the honor in such tactics? Davis shrugged. It worked, didn't it? The final straw came during the Battle of Proxima Ridge. Coalition forces, now fully embracing human tactical doctrine, deployed modified terraforming equipment to alter the composition of a nearby nebula. The resulting chemical reaction produced an electromagnetic pulse that disabled the Vex fleet without firing a single shot. The war that had raged for centuries ended in less than a standard year after humanity's involvement. Humans have fundamentally altered the nature of galactic warfare, Kier declared. Your species approaches conflict not as a test of strength or courage, but as a problem to be solved through any means necessary. This is unsettling. Davis nodded thoughtfully. We have a saying on Earth: the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. The council chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. It wasn't that humans were too violent for galactic warfare. It was that they were too efficient, too innovative, too willing to abandon tradition and honor in favor of effectiveness. The ban stands, Kier announced finally. Humans are prohibited from participating in any interstellar conflict. Your delegation will remain on the Galactic Council, but your military forces will be confined to your own system. As Davis left the chamber, a representative from the now-defeated Vex Dominion approached him. Your people could have conquered the galaxy, the Vex said quietly. Davis smiled. Why would we want to do that? There's so much more to learn from cooperation than conquest. The Vex stared at him for a long moment. That, it said finally, is exactly what makes your species so terrifying.